Hey everyone, how's it going? Octopus here and welcome back to evercrisis. We're going to be talking about Aerith's new banner that came out, the Water Aerith. AoE damage with AoE buff, really good weapon. Just it comes with a lot of like, what are you doing? What is happening? First off, it was just an HP R ability costume. Then they saw that people were complaining because that's a very outdated R ability of only 10 points. And they're now going to update it with defense and magic defense like Barret and Tifa has. And because they don't want Aerith to be overpowered compared to them, they're going to give Barret and Tifa a revision. It doesn't say exactly giving them HP as well. It does say they're going to revise them and try something different on them. So most likely it's going to be HP and defense, but it's not set in stone in writing in the notices. We'll talk about it as we go. Quick, really rundown on this. If you don't OB10 this weapon, you're losing out on its full potential because you cannot get high without OB10 in it. But because of the stamp, it's okay to get OB10 versus the older polling system where it wasn't guaranteed to get OB10. So it's like they took one step forward, 3 steps back with that whole polling system, but at least it's very easy to get it if you pull for 2 pages. So if you really like Aerith and you want to future-proof her, which is a very smart idea, totally fine going for the OB10, but if you're going for her, it's usually that's what it is right now, which is weird. I prefer OB6 for support items, but it is a DPS weapon, and we're going to talk about the full build as we go. So there's a lot of like mixed feelings on this banner, but if you're someone who has like lens setup, Sephiroth limited, water setup, you have Tifa maxed out water setup, they're obviously the stronger DPSs. The whole thing is that she can DPS and buff at the same time, and you've seen Sephiroth with like Silver Tempest doing crazy damage because of exploit. Now you take Aerith's full kit in, and she does really good damage. You'll never beat like those DPSs, but man, can she dish out some crazy numbers. So we're going to talk about the whole entire thing, but quick rundown. If you're already set on water, this is more future-proofing, very solid guild battles, very solid future-proof water setups because she can work on both physical, magical. So it's definitely a good pickup, but it's not necessary depending if you're the average player who doesn't really want everything, every setup to be perfect, right? We're going to have a full showcase of a full Aerith going at it, talk about where it stands. But before we do that, let's jump in and talk about this. My main guild number 4 is looking for one more member. This is all the information right here. If you guys want to join them, Karoth is a very good person, takes care of the guild, very reasonable, and they've been top 50 since the first guild battle. So they have one member spot available if you guys want to join them. Just DM them on Discord, or you can just request an ID right there. Better always to like go ahead and just request it in game. In Discord, so that way you get a nice conversation with them. But yeah, that's available. Let's jump in and talk about Aerith's full kit and why this is a whole conversation. Okay, so thing number 1 is when we look at Barret and Tifa, that whole HP thing, we get physical defense 15% and magic defense, right? Same thing with Tifa. But as of now, which is not going to be long, Aerith's costume has boost HP plus 10. This is very outdated. Very outdated. If it was 15, I don't think people would complain as much because at least it gets 30%. But yeah, they should have been physical defense and magic defense. I don't know why it wasn't. We're not going to complain about it too much because they did respond, and this is why I always give criticism where it belongs, but not very rude criticism. Remember, there's a nice little line there. Don't be an asshole, but definitely be, hey, I don't like what's going on. So you can see here detailed announcements. Physical defense and magic defense. They said it was because in the live stream they mentioned it, so they're going to boost it. And currently in game it's boost HP, but they said right here, Tifa and Barret exclusive gear introduced in the evercrisis Academy 7 draw will also receive revisions, like I was talking about at the beginning. So we're going to do that in the sense that this is going to have HP and physical and magic defense, making that a very good pickup. My God, that's a great pickup. This actually changes my mind about going for her costume. The only reason, and I'm going to tell you guys this now, is there's going to be the Dragon Quest collaboration coming up, and Sephiroth looks fantastic. So I have very high hopes of other characters getting crazy collaboration stuff, and usually collaborations have really good setups. So as much as I love the Academy stuff, I don't need it for my account, so I'm want to save up and see what's coming up. But you can't really beat this stamp system. It's really good to get OB6 off the bat and a costume, or OB10. But this is a 30, 20%, a 50% increase, better than Arcanum costumes that are under other characters, or those Omni costumes. It's only 30%, right? This is where the whole setup makes Aerith not just a 742% potency weapon, but you've got to put into consideration that she's attacking, buffing, and she has 50% damage increase here, making her hit like a truck in AoE form. And now she has really good survivability on her costume because of the upgrade. So this is the bamboo sword. Very plain weapon, nothing too exciting about it. It's just the bamboo stick. They could have done more to it, but again, it is supposed to be one of those simple school kids, you know, just I'm tough, I'm gonna beat you up. I have a whole reaction video to that. But at 1 copy is 380% potency. At 6 OB6 460, and then the potency hits up 530. If you are buffed, which you're going to be because this weapon buffs you, you're going to get a 1.4 multiplier on that, making that 742%. And because we also increase our water damage from low, medium, and high, depending what you have, this is going to hit for a lot. 50% costume, water damage up, really, really good weapon. Now, the problem with this weapon, and this happened before with another character, let me just showcase that real quick. Let's go to wishlist, go to Zach, and this happened a long time ago and nobody liked it. But at least Zach's weapon is wishlist, where this is limited. So if you guys remember Black Whiskers, if you look at Black Whiskers here, 1 copy, physical defense down, mid, mid, water resist, low, low, OB6, mid, 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 OB10, mid. Oh, I'm blocking it. Genius. Absolute genius. There's 2 of me. So right here, right? Look at that. Low, 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 mid, 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 high. You need OB10 to get the full potential of this weapon. This was the first of its kind and nobody liked it, but at least you're able to get this thing OB10. So now we come back to Tifa's weapon, Aerith's weapon here. Same idea, right? So even that multiplier goes 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, so max damage. But right here, low, mid, 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 high, high. So this thing has to be OB10 for its real potential. So if you're pulling for Aerith, you're pulling for Aerith. But that doesn't take away of how good this weapon is. Regardless, now it's not necessary good, it's just good if you do get the OB10. So at OB10 4639, it's got a heal slot as well, so if you need tickle heals while you're doing like some dungeon ranking to kind of help out a little bit, or just anything in general, she can be a mix of like DPSing, sub DPS with heals. She's got sigil break, healing, and DPS plus buffing all in one for 4 ATB at 679 magic. Fantastic weapon when you look at it at the grand scheme. And because of how she's built and everything, she's already in the top of the charts of our max damage challenges. So if we go here, we go to rankings, and we go to water, you're going to see her at the top. There you go. Aerith, 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 all over with Kate, Sith, and Sephiroth. So obviously Sephiroth's running that limited one, the Edgar's Coiled Blade, because that was that banner that came out. Really good one. And then you're going to see here Aerith with her limited weapon, the Crimson, I believe this thing's called. It lowers it raises magic attack and lowers magic defense. Crazy good weapon. And then of course you got fully maxed out bamboo thing here with boosting in the background to help at 12,000 attack, right? So definitely making Sephiroth hit like a beast. This Sephiroth's crazy, by the way. 18,679. Crazy. So you can see Aerith is definitely not a pushover. She helps these water teams, but it's going to come in those situations where Aerith is your healer. She doesn't have the overspeed of having her boost attack in there. She doesn't get the extra 300 magic, water, boost, and all that. She has a healing set up in her overspeed, but that still doesn't take away from the overall picture. So if you are using her for healing, though, you're still going to use this at OB6 or OB10 to buff your team. Because there's some times where you don't need both magic and physical defense up, so you don't have to run the whole Bahamut Rod, Chimera Wand combo. You can just go ahead and run what you just saw, the Crimson Staff and that has healing on it. So you can still use this healing potency here for an AoE heal on the other weapon, the All Cure, right? So it's definitely one of those, it's going to be useful. Because now, because of Aerith, people like Sephiroth, people like Tifa, or characters, they have exploit weapons. So now they can run their exploit weapon, especially Tifa, and she doesn't have to run the feather gloves anymore. So feather gloves here, right? Water damage increase high. She has to stop, cast this, then go back to DPSing, where now she stops, does the exploit, because there's no way of buffing exploit except for the character themselves. And now she just goes ham with her 850% while raising magic attack to high. So she buffs herself 850 And then Aerith goes, everybody gets water damage up, and she has exploit. So it now makes that perfect water setup. Same thing with Sephiroth. He has exploit as well. So there is, and again, it works on the other ones. Yuffie has a water exploit weapon. So it just makes water setups that much better. I don't think it's a skip if you're someone who's going to be competitive, but it is a skip if you're someone who's already established lots of water DPSs like Glenn, Cloud, Tifa, Sephiroth. If you're set, you don't really need this. It's just the next edge of DPSing and team comps, right? If you keep saying to yourself, I need everything because it does improve it, you're going to start running out a lot of resources or spending a lot of money. I would focus more on the DPS characters, getting those high potency, big damage hits in there, and then grab stuff like this. So not saying that support characters are important because they change the game a lot. It's just not necessary sometimes. So with that being said, if you want to run Aerith as a full DPS and you have no limited weapons, you definitely want to go to your way and wishlist this right here. Sun Umbrella for her offhand, Feather Gloves in the back. For some reason, I don't have the other ones here. Give me a second. All right, there we go. So like I was saying, offhand, you're going to have Aerith's weapon in the back. You're going to have Feather Gloves, Sawed-Off Shotgun, and Red 13's Noble Collar. This gives you 100% on water potency, boost attack, magic attack, and you get some of the boost magic ability potency on there. There is other choices as well. You can use Crystal Megaphone from Cait Sith. All right, you've got Barrett's weapon. This is the one right here, so you can get yourself... Oh, no, that's the wrong one. They look very alike. It's this one. Boost attack, 39. Barrett's got a very good electric cannon. That gives a really high 52 as well with giving boost magic. So if you're not using Sun Umbrella or using something else like Crimson Staff, you can use that. Cait Sith is a great addition to be in the party, or your other DPS to run with him, or sorry, her, is Silver Tempest, right? Lower water resist while doing 700 physical, and she's going to buff him. Again, Tifa on the team. You want to grab, especially if you have exploit, the bunny gloves, hit that up because that's 850 with magic attack increase. So lots of things to wishlist there. Definitely recommend that. It depends how you want to build the character. So with the wish list out of the way, if you want to fully make her into that, great. If not, you can do her whole support setup like you saw in the high rankings that I was showing you. But I'm going to showcase Aerith in action, fully maxed out as well. So let's switch over to that. All right, so I'll be showcasing this right here. You can see Aerith fully built, rocking her Crimson and her water weapon there with the sub weapons to really support. We got Sephiroth going to be doing his big damage at 18,400. She's sitting at 14,600. Right, plenty of work here. She's going to be hitting for like a truck, even though she's only level 5 at 55%. This is the whole idea that you want to run her. She's not the main DPS, but if you want her to be the main DPS, she can definitely hit like a truck. But this is showcasing her in a proper party, just going at it. Now you got to remember that this is a full setup of her being that support character, right? And she's AoE damage, so you got to remember there's also that aspect too, where she's going to be doing AoE damage at that big numbers. So we're going to go ahead there, add the water damage for everybody, making Sephiroth hit like a truck. Now she's going to be fully buffed here with magic, water and magic at 3 tiers. And now we're just going to spam our ability here the entire time, because everything else is on there. Enfeeble, her hitting for, what was that, 1 million? 1,200,000 almost? Let's see, let's try it again. Go for that hit. It looked like 1 million. Let me see what Sephiroth's hitting for. Was that for? Yeah, there's a big difference between a main DPS, but again, she's not fully built here. She's supporting, right? She's doing that support DPS. Yeah, Sephiroth's hitting like a truck. And again, every time we cast this, we are going ahead and buffing that water so that water never drops off. And then when we got to rebuff the magic defense down and everything, we definitely go in there. So this is very straightforward, just auto battling it. All right, going for that big hit there. 894,000 that time. I'm going to rebuff. 10 seconds left. And we're going to use Cait Sith here. I forgot he's got his ultimate weapon to speed that up a little bit more, to get one more hit in there. And then we're going to go for the big hit. So wait for that hit to hit, and then you still have your time to do this. Okay, so yeah, that's like a very basic. I didn't really try to make that a perfect run, right? You can just see Aerith doing her thing. Now I could switch her to have all of the best weapons to look like Sephiroth, right? Where Sephiroth has like the 18,000 attack. He's got all the R abilities for water, where she's sitting at 55% potency. So she obviously can do a lot more, but for someone who's sub DPSing, that's still really, really good while making the entire team better. Now you're gonna get in situations where you need a healer, right? So you're not gonna have this perfect setup. Cactars don't hit us. It's not realistic. But yeah, that's the idea. We ended up just doing 47 million with a team like that. So, with that being said, we are going to conclude here. Let me know what you think of Aerith. Is it worth it for your arsenal? Are you going to skip it because there's collaborations and other things coming up? I do think because these banners are so good in the stamp section that at least try to pick up a copy of this weapon to run it on the team. It's still very valuable, even at low or mid OB6, it makes a difference. Obviously, full potential is high, and it's very easy to get it in 2 pages versus my Vincent 5th page OB9 weapon. So 2 pages OB10 is very respectable, but hopefully that's not the norm. Like, well, we're going to give you OB10 easily, but here's a catch. If a weapon's not OB10, it's not full potential for support weapons. I think DPS weapons should be OB10, obviously, but when it comes to these weapons, they should stay to OB6 for high. It makes no sense to also have to OB10 healer and support weapons or even tanking weapons, right? That potency should hit high at OB6. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Besides all that, thank you so much for watching. Keep on smiling, and I'll smell you later.